love is rated X. That means you're extra, extra.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Vanessa, for those of you who don't know who I am. If this is your first time on this channel, babes, welcome. But don't forget to subscribe, honey. But anyway, I just want to get into this video for you guys and just, this is a bit of this is an interesting topic. Well, at least for me, we all go into life so unexperienced and we do certain things and we just like, we're living our best lives. But a little bit of insight is always like, having a big sister or somebody that's there for you as a mentor. I think it does like kind of give you a little bit of insight and you kind of tread lightly on certain things that we do in our lives. So for me, I'm currently I turned 30 this year, guys. 30 years. Oh my goodness, it's such a long time that I've been alive, honey. My mommy pushed me out 30 years ago, so well done to her. Well done to her. Well done to her. Anyway, so I just get into it again. I'm just getting distracted, guys. My makeup looks bomb. It looks bomb, honey. So anyway, enough of that. So firstly, I just want to like I'll be making references to my own stories, like my own scenarios and things like that. If I go off track a bit, guys, forgive me. But I feel like I've lived my life to the fullest. Like I've done so many things that I feel like somehow I don't really have any regrets. Like I don't have anything that I regret or people that I regret meeting because I always feel like some things happen for a reason. We're meant to meet certain people at certain instances of our lives, periods of our lives, for whatever reason. Only the Lord knows this. I don't know, so we just move on. So anyway, I feel like most of us got our independence like from 21 to 23. That's where most of us like getting your salary, you finish varsity, all of those things, man, were all just happening at the same time. And for me, at that period of my life, I felt like I always wanted to be independent and do my own thing, to live on my own, because my dad is so strict, guys. Like, my dad is so strict. Like, I only started going to parties when I was in grade 12. And this is because like my dad, like, he's not ruthless, but I feel like he just says no to a lot of things. So, honey, I got away with a lot when I was in matric. To a point whereby he thought that I was gonna fail grade 12, which was not gonna happen because your good sis was very focused. Anyway, enough of that. So I feel like a lot of us did get our independence from 21 to 23. And it's so important. Like I feel like from that age, because if you're in varsity, this is for those people that already know that they're in varsity. You kind of, you're going to graduate. If you've been studying, you're going to graduate. You need to have a plan. I'm not saying it needs to be a solid plan, but my plan was I wanted to travel. I wanted to leave South Africa, and I was working towards that. So while you're in varsity, that year before you leave varsity, I mean, you need to have a plan, even if it's a plan A, B, C, D, so many options. But you cannot just be chilling, just I'm going to graduate, I'm going to get a job. Like nothing is guaranteed off the varsity. And even if you're not in varsity, but what is your plan? I feel like those are the most years where you learn so much about yourself, you learn so much about your peers, your people you call friends. There's so many things that's happening at the same time, because your parents are no longer become responsible for you financially. You're literally on your own, and you just learn a lot about yourself. So that's what I took from that period of my life. And I feel like a lot of people can learn from this, the younger ones, the younger girlies. I see you, honeys. So this is something that you really, really need to concentrate on, and just to figure out what it is that you want to do. Even because for myself, I just wanted to study and I wanted to travel. And obviously that for me, I'm always good at presenting myself, and the way that I speak and all of those things, it came at a really good advantage. So guys, you cannot be shy. You cannot be shy and one of those shy people that's quiet in the corner and waiting for things to happen. You cannot be that person, because honestly, the world is such a crazy place. If you're just gonna be that person that's just waiting for things to happen, baby girl, wake up. It's not gonna happen. You need to open your mouth. You need to at least sell something about yourself, and you need to be so confident, because sometimes I know we don't know what we're talking about, but you know what? It's the confidence that sells. So you kind of have to know your stuff, and you need to know yourself. You need to know your strengths. You need to know your weaknesses. And I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, focus on your weaknesses so you can build that. I don't agree with that. Honestly, I do not. Yeah. There's some weaknesses that obviously can get you down in life and whatever, but I just feel like your strengths is where we all need to work at. Because if you know you're good at something, push that. If you know you're good with working with your hands, what exactly are you good at working with your hands with? Are you good at arts and craft DIY projects? There's so many things that you can do, but focus on that. And then you know that, okay, what is the end goal? What is the middle goal? How do I start it? All of those things. So for me, that age from 21 to 23, guys, I was just like living my best life. I don't want to lie. I was living my best life. What was I doing? I was probably like finishing off my third year at varsity, and I was living at res, because honestly, I don't think I would have gotten the amount of exposure to the world, the real world, if I was living at home, because my dad is strict as fuck. So I was not gonna make it, guys. I was literally not gonna make it if I was gonna be at home. Not gonna do anything. Like at that age, even my stepmom used to tell me, she used to be like, girl, go out there, live your best life, like, but always be responsible. Because firstly, when you get to varsity, there's so many things that you get exposed to. I'm gonna name some of them. You get exposed to alcohol, drugs, you get exposed to people with weird personalities, crazies, just people from all these different backgrounds. So if you're not sure about who you are, you will get like kind of sucked into that. So you kind of need to know, like, and focus on your goal. You know what? I need to study, I need to finish, if that's what you want to do. And I feel like I used to go out a lot, but I used to come back to res and study my fucking ass off. So that always has to be your end goal. You don't get distracted by those things, because to this day those things are still adversity to this day. And I feel like that's also where you get to network with a lot of people you kind of meet. And I mean, like, it doesn't matter what high school you go to, because at the end of the day, we all gonna meet adversity, guys. We all are meeting adversity, but you know what? Take advantage of all the contacts and the people that you're gonna be meeting in varsity, because there's so many things that are happening in and around you. Don't go and be like, oh, be with cliques and stuff. Don't do that, boo boo, because you're closing up doors for yourself. And if you want to go to varsity, please, I'm gonna give this word of advice, because going to varsity, you need to know that, okay, what I'm studying, is that something you're really passionate about? Is it an industry that is, where is the focus of this industry? Is it in South Africa? Is it outside? Don't just study something because, oh, it was available, I'm just gonna do it. I've seen so many of my peers do that, and then they just drop out and they got. And then that age group between 23 and 26, you're starting out new jobs, you're kind of sussing out the industry that you're in, you're kind of, starting new relationships, you're starting to like do serious dating. Well, at least I was just starting to do serious dating between 23 and 25, because honestly, men ain't shit. You didn't hear it from me, but anyway, so that's where I kind of started serious relationships, dating and stuff like that. So you're getting exposed to a lot of males and different type of males that there are, because honestly, I only started dating when I was like 19. So you're getting exposed to a lot of things. So I didn't have a lot of experience in dating in the opposite sex and stuff like that. So you know what? You also need to take a bit of responsibility with the type of men that you're dating and the type of men that you are attracting. So with that being said, like, feel like a lot of, for the females, you need to know what you want in the person, and I'm not gonna tell you that, oh, don't build a man or whatever, because I feel like at that age you can still date somebody that hasn't really figured it all out, and that's okay. That's okay, because that's where you learn a lot about yourself and your endurance and what you can take, and what your limits are when it comes to a relationship. And that's you also learning so much about yourself because you're growing as well, and now you're growing within another person. So I feel like I haven't really met a lot of people that have met at that age and married quite early. It's for me, I don't know, I don't think that for me, I feel like I'm also at 30, I still feel like I'm too young to get married. I still have a lot of things that I want to do, but each to their own, babies, each to their own. So for me personally, if that is you are looking for love, you need to honestly know, like, okay, what is it that you're tolerant of, and what is it that you're not willing to sacrifice in a relationship? Because never sacrifice yourself. That's just a piece of advice from myself. Never sacrifice yourself, your dreams, your goals, because whether that person is there or not, you're still gonna be yourself. You still need to be yourself, and you still need to have something that you want to reach for yourself in the future, you know. So for me, 23 to 25, I was literally just also living my best life, but I was also just like trying to find a serious relationship, but I was also, casual dating here and there, because I was also trying to find myself. I didn't know what I wanted in a relationship. I didn't know what I wanted in a man, but messed around here and there, but I wasn't really like, my focus wasn't on men, because I wasn't, most of the time I wasn't even in South Africa around that age. I was just traveling, doing my own thing, like dating men from all nationalities. Honey, it was cute. But that's what I wanted for myself, and those were my own goals. Nobody stopped me, because I was not going to stay in South Africa for a relationship. Don't do that. Don't limit yourself because of a relationship. I'm not gonna don't do it, because honey, that age, I feel like we also just focus on you focusing on yourself more. And I feel like a lot of females, we need to focus on ourselves, because it gives a little bit of motivation to other younger girlies, like, what it is that they want to do with themselves, what it is that they like, kind of like something to live up to. I'm not saying that we should all, like, these girlies looking up to us and stuff, so we kind of have to set the bar, whatever. But you know what? We need to also keep in mind that there are other young girls who are looking up to us, so we kind of have to do better. We're doing better than what our parents were doing when they were at this age, because honestly, my mom had like 4 kids by the time she was 25. So like that I don't want that to be my life, married, all of that stuff. So I was just focusing on my career, just casually dating. But you know what? Safely casually dating. And I need to drill this into other younger women, because you know what? I feel like there's a lot of irresponsibility that's happening, because guys, honestly, I feel like there's no certain age that you can have a baby. If you feel like you're financially ready, and you basically can take care of yourself, and you're ready to have another human being, do it, baby boo. Do it. I'm not going to say that if you're 19 or whatever, but if you're finished and nobody is responsible for you financially, go ahead and do it. Because honestly, I had my child, my son, when I was 24, turning 25. So I had him at 25. At that point in time, I wasn't even living at home. I was financially dependent on myself. So my parents didn't have anything to do with my son financially, and I felt like I was ready to have my son in any case. So that's just a little bit of advice. If you need to be on contraceptives, do it. If you any precautions that you need to do, have safe sex, all of those things, do it, because we all have different goals that we want to reach and stuff like that. So put yourself first, if you don't have kids or whatever, because obviously your kids come first after. I'm not number one anymore. My child comes first. So that kind of focus changes, because now everything, now, like after I had my son at 25, my focus kind of changed. I was no longer doing all the irresponsible stuff that I was doing, like going out and partying and just, I'm not saying that I don't go out and party, but I feel like I'm more aware of my surroundings. I don't just like, these yucky dudes that are always around you and stuff like that. Like I try not to involve myself in those type of circles. I feel like I also don't have as many friends, because you kind of sieve out your friends, you suss out your friends a bit, because you kind of like, okay, this one I can let go of, this one because of the kind of life that you're living. After 25, I couldn't, because my focus was literally on my son, working hard and just living the best life, so that my son can also enjoy those perks, you know. So after 25, my shift, my everything just changed. So my focus was definitely on my son, just making sure that I provide a better life for him, because I wouldn't want my child to be like I lived. I won't say like I lived like a perfect life or whatever, but I feel like my parents were able to financially provide for us for, for quite some time. So I want to be able to give my son that and more. So I gotta work hard. So obviously my focus changed. I needed to work hard. I needed to do things. Sometimes I had to be away from my son, and those are some of the sacrifices that come with growing up. Taking responsibility, living on my own, not exposing myself, also my son, to toxic people that do all these weird stuff, because I don't want to live with any regret of having to have exposed my son to such people. So I think parents also need to be very careful who they expose their kids to. So that's another thing. So I feel like from that age, 25 to like, I don't know, like till now, like I feel like I've become so more like much more responsible. Like I'm so aware of the people that I bring into my space, the people that that are around my son, just everything in general. It's like my God is more like higher, and I do everything just so my son can have a better life. That's honestly what I'm working towards. I'm just looking also just to better my career, better my goals, all those type of things. But relationship wise, I think, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people have gotten married. I feel like a lot of people are in serious relationships at this age, because honestly I feel like there's a, I don't know, maybe it's just me, there's a this rush to get married, there's this rush that you have to be in a committed relationship. But if that's what you feel like you want to do, go ahead and do it, but don't ever let that stop you from achieving your final personal goals. Because honestly, I feel like some of us are just living in these relationships, that are in these relationships just so we're in them and we're married and those type of things. And I'm not bashing married people and stuff like that, but I personally feel like I'm still young. I know I'm 30, but oh Lord Jesus, I don't feel like I'm ready to be married and like give a whole 100% of myself to another person. Well, I don't know how it works, but I don't feel like I'm still a bit too selfish to do that, because my focus is still on my child and also working for something for him and his future. And till that moment that I feel like, okay, I'm just moving on to, I'm okay. I feel like I can do this. My goals, I'm so much closer, and this person is gonna help me move closer to that. Then I feel like, you know what? Let's get married. Let's do this. And for those people, there are people from 25 to like 30 now, that age group there, that are like, you know what, they're ready for it. And I feel like maybe they're good on them. Like they feel like they're ready, they're mature enough. Like I'm not mature enough. I'm not mature enough, guys. I'm honestly gonna say that. I'm not. I'm not, like, I feel like I still have some of my own personal issues that I need to deal with and stuff like that. And kudos to you guys that can do that. Like not this girly baby, no. So yeah, guys, like it's honestly life. You shouldn't always just take life so seriously. So many people have made mistakes, and they were all able to just pick themselves, dust themselves off, and just keep moving. That's how life should be. I know we all get stuck in moments of like sadness, depression, anxiety, all of those things, but some of those things are just parts of living life, and some of them needed to happen. Sometimes we all need a wake up call, just to be like, just to bring us back to reality and stuff. I know I've had a few moments like that, but as long as you know what, and that and you're grateful for the position that God has put you in, and you just gotta keep moving, guys. Like I honestly feel like that. And some people say that I'm quite a cold person for I honestly cannot give advice. I'm not an advice person, because I honestly will always refer back to you. Like what would you do? Because honestly, I'm not gonna tell you what to do. I feel like everybody, when they come out and they're asking me for advice and what should I do, I will never tell anybody what they should do, because I feel like at the end of the day, they're still going to do what they want to do and what their heart tells them to do. So I feel like we all know best for ourselves, but it's up to you how you make those decisions, how you live your life onwards and move on. So honestly, I feel like at 30, oh my God. Like, there's so many other things that I wanted to achieve, of course, like I'm 30 years old. Oh my God. There's so many other things that I wanted to achieve, and you know what? It's not the end of the world that I haven't reached some of those goals, but you know what? They're still at the back of my mind. I'm still like, you know what, girl, you gotta keep going, you gotta keep pushing, you gotta keep doing your thing. So, and I feel like I'm not a failure. I'm not a failure at all. I'm not gonna be hard on myself just because I didn't reach that 1, 2, 3 goals, you know? There's always tomorrow. Things can happen, and sometimes things are not aligned the way that you think they should have been. And sometimes you just need to move into a different direction. And that's how I think, because you cannot always just dwell on the negative all the time, you know? Sometimes things don't happen because they were not meant to happen at all. Maybe your path is in something else. And that's how I think. So I just want to constantly be there for myself first before I can be there for other people. Console myself and like pack myself up. And you know what, girl, let's go. Like, you know how many times I talk to myself and be like, girl, let's go. You can do this. Let's go. It's weird, but it works for me, and it's kept me going for so long. So, honestly, if you've made mistakes, honey, that's part of life. People make mistakes, but that you should always take it as a learning curve. You know, you've learned from this, so how now do you move on? And like I feel like your 20s are honestly for that, for growing, making mistakes, but learning from them, and just being the best version of yourself, because you're also learning about yourself. If you're not taking any notes, I'm not saying like write everything down, but take mental notes of the people that you're surrounding yourself with. What are you doing? What do you want to do? Like, think about your future, but not all the time. You know, sometimes we have to live in the moment and just be present. So honestly, being 30, oh, baby, like a whole 3 decades later, like I feel like I'm honestly blessed to be alive this long. You know what? Some people didn't make it this far. And I feel like there's so many other things that I want to achieve. There's so many other things that are so exciting. Oh my goodness. You know, starting this channel, I never thought I would flip and start a YouTube channel. Hello. It's your girl V. You know, I never thought I would do this. And here I am doing this. I know for me, I don't want to have the pressure of a YouTube channel and like, oh, I have to post content and all this stuff. I just want to do it because you know what? I'm just putting things out there because I want my children to go ahead and watch me, and like in the future, do you guys watch me, to see me on the internet, and it's like, oh, that's my mom. And you know what, just hear me. You know, sometimes I feel like they need content that they can relate to when they come to my age. So this is actually for them. I'm just documenting my life and out there, putting it out there. Not my life per se, but I feel like just snippets of it. So yeah, guys, honestly, I feel like if I can't say everything, because I feel like we're all walking our own journeys in life, but there will always be similarities with what's happening in the world and how we're all living our lives. So if you guys have anything more to add to this topic, please guys, let me know in the comments if you guys want me to do a part 2 of this, or just to do another related video about, like, you know, growing up and just the challenges of all of that, you know. Let me know down in the comment section. And also just thank you so much for everybody that has already subscribed to my channel. You guys are the bomb. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate it that you guys are taking the time to watch my content, to share my content. I'm so happy, you know, it makes me so honestly happy to see people watch my videos and see people relate to my content. Because at some point I was just like, you know what, you know, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do YouTube. It's just too much work. But you know what? I thought to myself, let me just keep going, keep pushing. So yeah, I think I'll leave it at that, guys. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment down below, honeys. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.